What is up, guys? Today I will be talking about how or the best ways to get your charge moves swiped. So, let's get right into it. Let's start off with bug. So you're gonna want to swipe in sort of a loop shape, like a horizontal, no, no, not horizontal, vertical loop shape. Or you can just try to follow it, which I found very ineffective, or not very effective with that. Or, my personal favorite, diagonal loops. This was the most effective way to get bug. Let's move on to dark. You're gonna want to do like a swirl shape, sort of, so you can get all of them. Another thing you can do is to just like swipe them like that. I found this not effective at all. Another thing you can do is just thinner loops. For dragon, you're gonna want to swipe sort of like back and forth to grab them. Another thing you can do, like I've seen some people tap them. As you can see, I missed one there, so this isn't a very good way. Moving on to electric, you're gonna wanna do some horizontal loops at the bottom. Another thing you can do is do diagonal loops. This is what I do typically, and it's very effective. For fairy, you're gonna wanna go big loops. Loops is gonna be said a lot in this video because you need loops to swipe. Another thing you can do, I tried going the opposite direction of it, and it actually worked pretty well. You can try it out for yourself. Also, quick disclaimer, no sparks were harmed in the making of this video. Or you can try to just follow the trail of sparkles, like that, which I found pretty well. For some reason I showed it twice, but just really wanted to show off that. For fighting, there's really only one way to do it. You just gotta swipe in circles. Loop. Just loop. For fire, you're just gonna wanna swipe in a circle like that. But here's what I typically do, and I think it's pretty cool. All you gotta do is just hold your finger there, and it actually works very well. That's what I always do. I also do that for poison, but we'll get to that in a second. For not shadow. For ghost, you're gonna wanna do loops. For flying, you're gonna wanna do vertical loops, like that, and maybe some diagonal in there. Another thing you can do is just do full-on vertical swipes. You thought I was gonna say loops for a second, didn't you? For ground, you're going to want to swipe back and forth and sort of follow the trail of it. Or you can just do one big loop. Just loop. If you want to win GBL, you must loop. For grass, you want to do some more loops right there. Like just follow the trail sort of up and down. For ice, you're gonna want to do horizontal loops at the bottom. Another thing you can do for ice is you can just diagonal loops. Simple enough. For normal, you're gonna wanna just do a sort of figure eight shape, sort of, but like moving a giant loop back and forth, maybe? I don't know how to describe it. But you're gonna wanna do that. Or I've seen some people just tap it. I used to do that, like just tap the clusters, and it actually worked pretty well. But I have small fingers, so I don't recommend it if you have small fingers. For poison, you just do small loops at the bottom. Or you can just hold it there like I did for fire. But yeah, for psychic, you're just gonna wanna do basically the exact same thing you did for fairy. But I showcased here that you cannot go backwards with the psychic. It does not work well. As you can see, I'm very struggling to do that. For rock, you're gonna want to do diagonal loops. Loops, people! Loops! Another thing you can do for rock is you can do just back and forth, diagonal lines. Lines and loops, that's all you need in GBL. For steel, you're just gonna want to do another sort of figure eight shape, like that. I was choking there for a second. Last but not least, water. You're gonna want to do diagonal loops up and down. That's weird. Another thing you can do for water is you can just follow it up and down like that. I think this works pretty well. And last but not least, you can do vertical loops. We're ending it with loops. Let's go. We're ending with loops.